Hello, thank you for joining me on my channel. Today I'm doing a reading for you called Love Predictions. Your love predictions for the next few weeks and months. No theme tunes, no credits, just me and 1, 2, 3 or 4. Pick a card reading numbered 1, 2, 3 and 4. Some of you already know that, I think. I'd like to pick one using your intuition, your psychic ability, your feelings inside, or the way the cards look. 1, 2, 3 or 4. You can pick two or three. You don't have to just pick one stack, many as you want. So we'll start with number 1. Put these up there out of the way. 2, 3. Love predictions for you, male or female. Doesn't matter if you're a chap or a lady. This is the first stack, number 1. We'll have a look at these. A special welcome to you if you're lonely or watching this all on your own, and welcome to my place in beautiful North Devon in England, in the UK, not far from the sea. And this is a timeless reading, which means you can find it today, next week or next year. It doesn't matter. Whenever you find this reading, it's because you're meant to. Your spirit guides have got you to find this. You've chosen these cards. This is for you. And I'm going to tell you the negatives first, okay? That means the bad stuff, get that out of the way. Then we do the positives, all the exciting stuff at the end. Then some oracle cards, and then I'm going to give you 6 magic lucky numbers. Really lucky numbers that could help you win lotteries, casino wins, but gamble sensibly, of course. Don't get me into trouble. So the negatives first, number 1. Love predictions for you coming up. And then all the good stuff and the surprises at the end. So stay with me till the end. Please subscribe if you haven't done so. Join our lovely family from all over the world. Got followers. And it'd be lovely to have you with us. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. You could help me. And here we go. First of all, the negatives. I'm seeing lots of things around you that are being or sort of kept from you in the coming weeks. So somebody may not be telling you everything that there is to tell, or you may be doing the same. There is an air of secrecy, comes up in lots of readings. Secrecy is in your reading, number 1. So you may be not telling people the full story because you don't want to hurt their feelings, or somebody may be feeling that about you, that they don't want to upset you. If you're seeing somebody or a connection that maybe has something to hide, they may not be all that they appear to be. You may be connected to a person, a man or a lady, that is deep and a bit quiet sometimes. Is that the right word? They keep things to themselves, and you sometimes have to drag it out of them. Do you know this person, number 1? Some of you will. It won't resonate with all of you. Just take in what does, ignore what doesn't, because if you've been guided to watch this, there will be a message in here for you somewhere. So, doesn't matter if you watch it today or 10 years from now. The bad news, number 1, for some of you, not all of you, is that you may be entering a 3-way romance. Now, this could be something you already know about. Do you know about this already? You may be in a 3-way romance where there could be another lady or another man involved, or it could be about to happen soon. Or you may be yourself already taken or married even, and seeing somebody that you're hoping to connect with more in the future. I'll tell you the positives at the end. But if you're in a 3-way romance that you're not aware of, then I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but just check around and make sure that you're not being, well, cheated on, because there is secrecy in this reading, number 1, and it could be to do with that. There's also signs for some of you, don't panic, but some of you are being deceived and there is trickery in the air. So sometimes secrecy is for your own protection. They don't want to hurt your feelings. For some of you, that will be the case. You may be doing it yourself, as I said, but there are, for some of you, messages of deceit, trickery, and somebody out to, well, not looking after your best interests, I always say. They may be out to deceive you or trick you, and this could be coming up. It could be someone knocking the door, selling pots and pans or double glazing or something. So watch out for deceit, watch out for secrecy. Don't give money to people unless you know who they are and you know that you're going to get it all back. Don't lend people money. If you're in a triangle, you may have to find a way of dealing with that, and you will deal with it, because the reading ends up on a very positive note, and I can't wait to tell you that at the end. But for the moment, secrecy is big. Now, this is a romantic reading, but I'll tell you the other stuff as well, because it may be that you're traveling soon, which is, at the moment, I'm filming this in the middle of the COVID crisis, but you may be watching this years from now, but there's travel coming through in the reading for you soon. lots of you, and it may be overseas travel, and there could be two separate lots of travel as well. And I'm also picking up the fact that, or the theory that the lover you're looking at or the connection you're looking at may be traveling to you. So they may live, for some of you, quite a distance away, or they may be traveling with their work. But travel is big in the reading. For some of you, it will be overseas. For some of you, it will be someone coming to you from overseas. But the word travel is a big theme of this reading. Now, to do with this romance, and it is to do with the romance, there's some money coming. These are the positives now. We're getting to the good stuff. There's money coming your way, and it appears to me that, as often said by the spirit world, you need to sit on it, keep it. Don't give it away too easily, because you may find that you'll need it soon. But of course, my lucky numbers may help you with that at the end of the reading. So to sum up the bad stuff: secrecy, a possible triangle, and that can be a lover's triangle, but it can also be a friendship triangle when you find that three's a crowd and maybe you feel in the way with a triangle, or you've got somebody in your triangle you could do without because they may be irritating two of you and spoiling your friendship. There are signs, number one, that some of you in the past have been victims of bullying, which is my pet hate. If that's the case, and it's happening now, you need to move away from that person or the persons that are doing it, because it is not good and they shouldn't be doing it. Bullying is usually born out of jealousy. So if someone's bullying you, number one, you can bet your life, and you heard it here first, that they're jealous of you, or you're different to them and they don't like it. Now then, you're going to meet somebody on the positive side who may be quite wealthy, or you may have already met this person, or I could be picking up you. So there's a person linked to success. Victory is a good word. He or she's the sort of person who would succeed where others fail. Do you know who this person is, number one? Is it you I'm looking at? Or is it somebody you know? It's somebody coming soon. They're linked to success, cleverness, the ability to make a success out of something that seems completely impossible. So they've got some kind of a gift. To me, I think, number one, the messages from your spirit world today about romance are that the world is your oyster. You can really go a long way. It's not being specific about a single person, but if you're looking at romance, and you may know who they are, this reading's saying you can go a long, long way with it if you want to. You've got to escape triangles. You can't stay in a triangle because it will really drive you mad. So I think you'll be pleased when you get out of it. Dead chuffed, as we say in England, if you can get out of this triangle, if you're in one. You may be linked to a person who's linked with success, victory, beating others in competitions, particularly work. If it's a competition at work, they would win. If there's a promotion competition going on, they would be the winners. They're clean and smart, and they're somehow linked to you, number one. You may know who that is. If not, they're coming soon. You may have travel coming. There are two messages about that, as I mentioned. There's money coming your way, because I think recently a lot of you, number one, have been doing a bit of a financial struggling act or juggling act, and a lot of you have been in big trouble with money. But that, I believe, is going to change. If you receive a lump sum of money, please keep it. Don't blow it, because the spirit world are going to give you this for a reason. It may be linked to the magic numbers I'm going to give you at the end. So stick with me for those. So, travel, secrecy, trickery, lots of good, one or two bad things. If you're in a triangle, I think you'll know, most of you will know about it. If not, then don't enter one. If you're going to see somebody new, make sure that they're free, that they're not married, or they have a hidden girlfriend or boyfriend. You need to be the center of their world, not sharing somebody with somebody else. You're too good for that, number one, and you know it. Let's see now if the oracle cards back up what I've told you before your lucky numbers. I'm going to use 4 of these, and here they are. Need glasses for these because you have to read these. This one's an earth card. Of course, there's earth, wind, fire and water. This earth card is saying to you, I'll tell you, a long and winding road. Can you see that? Yeah, very good. Sunset, I think, or sunrise. Help is coming, just ask for it. So, if you need help, there may be somebody, perhaps that clever person I mentioned, that can help you. They're coming to your rescue like the cavalry coming over the brow of the hill, like a knight in shining armour. It could be a lady, but somebody is going to help you, but you need maybe just to ask. They may be thinking, I'd love to help, but I don't want to offer in case I'm intruding. So they may be waiting for you to ask them. Help is coming, number one. Just ask for it. Or you can have a full reading with me, of course, on the phone from anywhere in the world. Go to my website, davidcharlespsychic.com. If you can't get me on there, if I'm busy, one of my team that work for me will help you, and I only pick the best. If they're not the best, they don't get in my team. That's davidcharlespsychic.com. And please subscribe to this channel if you like it. Let's do the next one, an air card. This one's saying to you, number one, oh, some lightning there. That looks like lightning in the Rocky Mountains. Probably nowhere near it, but it looks like it. This one's saying, this air card, number one, let go of the negative people in your life, which is more or less what I said about this triangle earlier. They don't deserve your effort, which is not being mean, but you don't really want to be surrounded by negative people, especially at the moment. Maybe later on, but at the moment you've got enough to worry about with your own problems and concerns, particularly some of you about money. So let go of negative people in your life. They don't deserve your effort. Unless they change, and then they can come back in perhaps. But that's an interesting message from the Oracle cards. This one's a fire card. Back to the Rockies. It looks like the Northern Lights there. In the Rocky Mountains, or somewhere maybe in Norway or somewhere like that. Probably more like it. Ignite the fire within you that connects you to the divine. Ignite the fire within you that connects you to the divine. So that's telling me, number one, that you have a burning desire in you, and it's linked to your spirit guides and the fact that you're probably quite a psychic person. That's probably why you're watching these kind of videos. And I'm so glad you're watching this one, because I love doing it for you. Don't forget to join my subscribers. One more. This one's an air card. Oh, I don't get this one very often. Looks like a wall, a pathway of steps going down because you're actually above the clouds. This one's saying to you, this air card is saying to you, distract yourself with the creative pursuit and the inspiration you seek will find you. So if you're looking for inspiration, maybe do something creative, maybe start a new hobby, learn music, learn to play the piano maybe, learn psychic readings, learn the tarot. Distract yourself with the creative pursuit and the inspiration you seek will find you. Fantastic. There are lots of promising things. There are a few negatives in this reading, and there's no point me hiding that, like the triangle and that sort of thing, trickery, secrecy maybe, but not for all of you. Don't assume this is for everybody, it's not. It's a general reading. As I said, you can get a full reading with me on the phone from anywhere in the world by going to davidcharlespsychic.com. Please comment below for me or email me on my website. I answer all my comments and I love getting them because I love answering them. Now I'm going to give you some lucky numbers, number one. These are numbers for lotteries, casinos. You don't need all 6. I'm going to give you 6. You may only want a couple of them. And if you're going to gamble with these, please do it sensibly. Don't get yourself into trouble, or me. So the magic numbers for you, number one, and you may want to pause this or write them down. I'll tell you what they are now. First of all, number 1 itself. 15. I chose these early with the help of my spirit guides, just for this deck of cards. 26, 33, 37, and 40. So I'll give them again. You may recognise some of these. These could be birthdays, houses that you lived at, addresses you lived at, work check numbers. They could be your wedding anniversary, the day you got divorced. They could be important, or they may just be, don't mean a thing, but they are important. These are magic numbers. I'll give them again. 1, number 15, 26, 35, 37, and 40. Use some of them, use all of them if you want. and they could change your life, you could hit the jackpot. Please tell me down below if you do. And it'd be lovely to know that some of you may be lucky with those numbers. As I said, not all of you. You can pick another deck. You don't have to have just one. So, for the moment, I'm going to get ready for number 2 now. Thank you so much for joining me. Please subscribe, click me a like and all that business and the bell icon. And I release these videos every few days usually. It's a bit late this time because we've had the festive season, the lockdown Christmas. But that doesn't matter. You can find this reading anytime. So, before you go, I'll tell you this, my motto. Think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you will be loved. And of course, I love every one of you. Take care. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello again. If you chose number 2, this one is for you. Welcome to North Devon. My name's David Charles, International Psychic Medium, and this reading is entitled Love Predictions. Your love predictions for the next few weeks and months coming up. Doesn't matter when you find this, a timeless reading. You can find it today. You can find it in 10 years from today. You'll find this reading when your spirit guides want you to find it. That means there will be a message in here for you somewhere. You chose this number. You chose these cards. You can do more than one stack, of course. But for the moment, I'm going to tell you the negatives first, number 2. That's the bad things first. Get them out of the way. Then we do all the lovely surprises about your love predictions. And then we use some oracle cards to see if they back up what I've told you. And then I'm going to give you 6 lucky numbers, magic numbers that could change your life. You could hit the jackpot. They're at the end. As I always say, if you're going to gamble with these lucky numbers, do it responsibly, otherwise you'll get us both into trouble. So, special welcome if you're alone. From beautiful North Devon in England, I'm going to tell you the negatives first, number 2, love predictions, and there's not many negatives to tell you. I can tell you that straight away. There are indications for some of you of paperwork. This can mean that some of you are getting divorced or getting married. So I always say it won't apply to all of you, but there's paperwork involved in your romantic situation. You'll know what that means, I think, most of you, if it means anything for you. So if you're signing documents to do with romance or a connection of any kind, read it first. Even if it's 10 pages long, read it first. Understand it. If you don't get it, get someone to read it for you. But there's very few negatives here. One of the negatives in this reading, number 2, is negativity itself. You may be having negative thoughts. You may be mixing with negative people. You may be indulging in negative habits, and you've got to stop it. The message from Spirit is quite clear, comes up in lots of readings. Remove negatives. A bit like that in number 1 actually today. So get rid of negative habits. If you're smoking, knock it off, pack it in. If you're overeating, cut down a bit. If you're not eating enough, make sure that you do. That kind of thing, get rid of negatives. But the biggest thing is try to avoid negative people, because they will bring you down. And they can be negative and have a detrimental effect on your moods as well. And I think a lot of you know who they are too. And you can't just dump them, you can't hurt people, but try to avoid negative people if you can. Now then, there's a lot of psychic activity in this reading, number 2. There is in most readings, that's why people come to me. But if you're one of my subscribers, you'll know, and I hope you'll join me, by the way, but if you're one of our family from all over the world, you'll know that psychic activity often comes up in people that watch these readings because they're watching them, because they're not only interested in psychic stuff, but they're actually good at it themselves. And you, number 2, are heading for a psychic high. And a lot of you know what that card is. One of the spiritual wands cards. And cup cards are linked to love in most readings. This is the wand card there. Clubs in an ordinary pack of cards, of course. So cup cards in readings are the love cards. And this is telling me that your psychic intuition is linked to your future love predictions, which means that you're probably going through a psychic high. And if you do meet somebody new, you'll know if they're right or wrong. You'll know if they're soulmate material. If you've got somebody around you that you've already liaised with or had an affair with or a friendship with, you'll know if they're good or bad. So I'm struggling to find negatives in this reading. It's nearly all positives. And I always save the positives till last, but I'm going to hit them straight away. Because everything about this reading looks good, even your career. And it's not a career reading, it's a love reading. But you may find that your love life is becoming linked to your career. Maybe you work with somebody who you're about to fall in love with. Maybe you work with somebody who you've been in love with for a while. But there's complications, and they're nice complications, number 2, because you have a secret admirer. So somebody's got the hots for you. Doesn't matter if you're a chap or a girl. Somebody fancies you, and if not now, it's coming. So if you get a strange Valentine card, if you watch this near Valentine's Day, and you could watch it in the autumn or the spring or the winter, but if you start getting strange messages or Valentine's cards, it's because you have an admirer. And they're looking at you with very interested eyes. They think that you're something else, something special. And of course you are special, we're all special. So, you have an admirer, your work situation's improving, and I believe it's linked to your love life. For some of you, are you in love with your boss maybe? Or are you the boss and you're in love with one of your workers? But there seems to be a link between love life and career. Not for all of you, of course. Some of you are going to get some karma in the coming weeks. This means, of course, that you'll get exactly what you deserve. So if you've been naughty, you're going to pay for it. If you've been good, of course, you'll get rewarded. Your karma's good, number 2. So don't worry about that. Most psychics and witches believe that you'll get karma threefold, which means you get it 3 times over. So if you've been good and you get rewarded 3 times over, 3 rewards. If you've been bad, you pay for it 3 times over. And if somebody's been bad to you, they'll get their karma 3 times over. You may not find out. It's not negotiable. We all get karma, and it's coming. You should get this about twice a year. We all do. If someone's been good to you in the past, they'll get rewarded 3 times over, and you may not find out about that either, but it's coming. So, it seems to me, number 2, that you like to give things. You like to give love. You like to give gifts and presents to people. You enjoy that more than receiving. And that is one of your lovely traits. Maybe no wonder people like you so much. Your reading indicates some money coming that you tend to give away. Again, similar to number 1, but theirs was a bit different. But similar, you seem to want to give. If you had £50 in your pocket or $50 and somebody asked you to lend them 40, you'd do it. Leave yourself short. And you've been doing that most of your life. And there comes a time, number 2, when you may have to look after yourself, because you're going to need to. But there's some money in this reading for you. I'm not saying it's a lot. It could be linked to your lucky numbers I'm going to give you at the end, but there's money coming. So wait around for the lucky numbers and use them wisely. Let me tell you some of the good stuff. You have an admirer, and you either have a brand new lover coming, number 2, or you have a new intensification of an existing love affair. So if you're already in love with somebody, it's going to begin all again, like when you first met, which is, I think, lovely. It's romantic, and I love romantic readings. You may look at each other in a new way. Maybe you've fallen out and you're going to rekindle it and start all over again. It's a lovely reading, this is, really, and I wish they were all like this. But some of you, it's going to be a brand new lover, someone you've never met before. He or she is coming your way. They may already have taken an interest in you, as I said, but a new lover is predicted, signified by the Ace of Cups, of course, or the Ace of Hearts in a real deck. Cups are love. That cup, if you see it closely, is overflowing. It's overflowing with water, signifying love, overflowing with love. You will, number 2, be overflowing with love, passion and desire. You heard it here first. David Charles Psychic, I'll take the blame. New lover is coming, or an intensification of an existing love affair for some of you. Some of you have an admirer, as I said. Now, if you're chasing a lover, maybe you're looking at a chap and you're sort of flirting with him, and somebody else is interested, and you're one of 2 or 3 others, you're going to be the winner. So this comes out, I suppose, in most people's lives when you like a chap or a girl and everyone else likes them and they're free and you're all trying to get in the good books. It's a bit like a competition. And number 2, you will win if you do that. You'll be the one that comes out on top. Because this reading is specifically telling me from your spirit guides that you are going to be head over heels in love soon. Like a schoolgirl with a crush or a schoolboy with a crush. Filled with love, passion and desire. So, watch my other readings and find out more. Or you can get a full reading with me on the phone from anywhere in the world by going to my website, davidcharlespsychic.com. You can book me on there. If I'm busy, one of my team that work for me will help you, and I only employ the best. If they're not the best, they don't get in my team. That's davidcharlespsychic.com, and you can email me and make some comments or comment below. And please subscribe to my channel. So let's continue with these positives. Improvement in your life in nearly every area I'm picking up, particularly around your work situation. Especially if your work is linked to your love life, which keeps coming through. If you're dealing with paperwork, that's not necessarily negative. You could be signing wedding papers. You could be signing birth certificates if you're having children or babies. There's money coming your way, lots of psychic messages. I believe, number 2, that you are with a spirit guide now, or should I say a spirit guide is with you at this very moment, and they have got you to watch this video. So talk to them. You may not be able to hear their reply, but they're there. You could be, I always say, at work. You could be sitting in the car in a sandwich. You could be taking a bath. There's a spirit guide with you now. It applies in lots of these readings. You didn't pick this reading accidentally. You were meant to find it, number 2. So, let's take a look at some oracle cards and see if they back up what I've been telling you. And these were shuffled long before all 4 of these readings. Need glasses for these. Don't forget to stick around for your lucky numbers. The first one is an earth card. And someone lying on their back, taking a picture through the trees, I believe. Can you see that? Oh, very good photograph. This card is saying to you, number 2, time in nature will help you find the answer to your problem. So they're saying get out, even if it's snowing, get wrapped up, put your gloves on, safe shoes, go out, have a walk. It could be midsummer when you watch this. Get out in nature, go to the beach if you've got one near you. Go for one of the nice walks, take the dog if you have one. Time in nature will help you find the answer to your problem. So if you have a problem and I haven't answered it here, that's the answer. Go out or pick a different deck. But time in nature will help you find the answer to your problem. And I will put the timestamps below, of course. So let's go another one. This one is an earth card. And we are looking at, looks like a desert with some footprints. Some fascinating photographs. This one's saying to you, number 2, put your own needs first for a change, and things will become much more clear or clearer. Put your own needs first for once. So forget the kids if you've got kids. Let them deal with themselves for a while. It's time for some you time, number 2. Time for yourself. Put your own needs first, which is telling me that you're very generous, that you put everybody else before yourself. And that applies a lot to mums or people who have kids, doesn't it? But you may not be in that category, you could be a chap. But put yourself first for a change, and things will become clearer. So if things are a bit foggy and messed up, get out in nature, as it says. Put yourself first for once. Say, I'm going to have some time for myself. The housework can wait, or whatever it is you're doing. Or it's weekend, work can wait. Put yourself first for a change, and things will become clearer. This is all telling me, number 2, that you're a bit stressed at the moment. And your stress levels need to be sorted out because they will mess up everything. Your sleep pattern, your eating and all sorts. This one now, I'll do 4 of these. This is an air card. An outboard motor on a dinghy in the mist. Rather him than me. I wouldn't like to be doing that. Could be the Loch Ness Monster in there. Don't tell me you haven't seen the Loch Ness Monster. Right, this one is saying to you, it's safe for you to stop comparing yourself to others. Have you been comparing yourself to others, number 2? Do you compare favourably? Don't do it. You don't have to compare yourself to others. It won't make any difference at all, and you don't need to be envious of others either. So it said again, it's safe for you to stop comparing yourself to others, to other people, and just be yourself. If people don't like it, tough. If you don't like, take a hike. That's what you tell them. You don't have to compare yourself to others. This tells me, number 2, that you may have a bit of trouble with your self-confidence recently or had, and you need to lift it back up again. Look in the mirror and see how special you are, and believe it, because you are. I say that to everybody because I believe that everybody is. Everybody's special in their own way, including you, number 2, so don't forget that. Now, an earth card, last one of these, before your lucky numbers. Now it looks like sunflower plantation. You probably can't see that on that picture, but there it is. And the sunset. Heal the critic in your mind, and your body will grow stronger every day. All of these cards have got the same theme. It appears you're criticizing yourself. Number 2, you're being hard on yourself. Your confidence isn't what it used to be. And I believe you're better than you think you are. And I'm so glad you watched this, because it's important that you listen to these messages from the Spirit. You're better than you think you are. You're better than most people probably. You don't need to criticize yourself. You need time in nature, on your own. You need some time just for you, to spoil yourself for a change, and to love yourself. And if you don't love yourself, how can you expect other people to love you? So you need to love yourself. Remember that you're special, number 2. And I'm not patronizing you. That's what's coming through this reading. So I'm glad you stayed with me. Please subscribe. Give me a like if you like it. I'm going to give you lucky numbers now. Make some comments below, and help me get 1,000 subscribers. You could be one of our family. I've got followers from all over the world, and I want you to be one of them, because you're special. Going to give you some lucky numbers now, number 2. These are for lotteries, casinos. You must gamble sensibly or you get me into trouble. You may want to write these down. These numbers may be familiar. They could be your birthday, your wedding day, the day you got divorced maybe. They could be the day your children were born if you got children. They could be the day your children are going to be born. But these numbers are magic. They were selected by me with my spirit guides about an hour before I did this reading, before I did any of these readings. This is for you, number 2. And they are, excuse me, number 5, number 6, 14, 17, 25 and 31. Do you recognise any of those? You may not, you may do. I'll give you one more time. You don't need to use all 6. You can just put a couple of them on it, on some casino roulette wheel or something like that. Number 5, number 6, 14, 17, 25 and 31. These numbers could change your life. You could hit the jackpot. Please tell me below if you do. It'll be lovely to hear that you did, or if it helped you in any way at all. These numbers could be very special for you. Believe me, they've been proven to work. So thank you so much for watching this. Please subscribe to my channel. Share me with your friends on Facebook and all that lot. Give me a like if you like it, and click the bell icon, and you'll be notified when I release these every few days. There's lots more love readings on my channel, and you can always pick a different deck card. Please watch some of my other videos. And I really thank all of you that have subscribed. It means so much to me. It helps the channel to grow. And I really thank you. I do appreciate that. And I love you all, as I said before. Remember, number 2, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you will be loved. And as I said, I love every single one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello again. If you chose number 3, this stack is for you. Welcome to my home in beautiful North Devon in the United Kingdom. My name's David Charles, International Psychic Medium. And today I'm doing a pick a card for you, pick a card reading called Love Predictions. What are your love predictions coming up for the next weeks and months? This is a timeless reading, which means that you'll find it when your spirit guides want you to find it. You can find it today. You can find it 10 years from now. Hope I'm still around. Doesn't matter when you find this stack, this reading number 3. If you chose this stack of cards and you chose it today, there will be a message in here, or maybe more than one for you somewhere. And of course you can pick more than one stat. You can pick 2 or 3 if you want. So, special welcome to you if you're alone or lonely, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. And I'd like to say thank you to all my subscribers. It really means a lot to me that you've joined my family, and they're such lovely people from all over the world. Now, number 3, I'm going to tell you the negatives first. This is the bad stuff first, get it out of the way. Then we do all the lovely stuff and surprises at the end, and then some oracle cards to see if it backs up what I've told you. And then I'm going to give you 6 magic lucky numbers that have been proven to help with lotteries, casino wins, but please gamble safely. They're going to come to you at the end, and they could change your life. You could hit the jackpot. So stay with me till the end. So let's tell you the negatives first. For a start off, with your love and romance, I believe that some of you, number 3, are being kept awake at night, thinking about your love life and your romantic life. That doesn't necessarily mean there's problems, but it could do for some of you. For some of you, it may be just that you're so in love that it's keeping you awake because you're excited, or you're feeling the feeling of love, and there's no better feeling in the world, of course. But there's very few negatives here. The only one that concerns me, really, number 3, is that you could lose something. Now that can mean losing your lover. You could lose each other. You could fall out. It could mean losing your handbag, your purse. Purse in the UK, handbag in the UK is the big thing that you in America call the purse. But don't lose something. That's the message. Keep your credit card safe, your phone, your iPhone, whatever you got, keep it safe. Don't lend people money or lose it. But it can mean, because it's a love reading, that you and your lover are losing each other, and I don't want you to do that. Unless, of course, that's what you want. But there's very few negatives here. I think you've got to sort out your sleeping patterns, some of you. I think some of you are alone at night with just your worries for company. And you can always get up, make a cup of tea and watch one of my readings. They're all over my channel, nearly 100 now readings, and they're nearly all about love. So, when you get bored, watch davidcharlespsychic.com. Okay, that's the name of my channel, David Charles Psychic. Thank you for joining me, and let's go on with the negatives. There are some indications that there may be interference in your love life from family, or his family or her family, or friends that are causing some trouble in the coming weeks and months. Not for all of you, but some of you, I'm picking up interference. Somebody is poking their nose in and stirring up trouble, and it's usually family members, especially if you've got religious differences and you're coming from different areas of religion. Sometimes that can cause trouble, but nothing here that can't be overcome, and the lucky numbers may help you. So I think your relationship will end up quite solid. I think the person you're looking at, man or woman, is a solid person. They may do a bit of travelling, but most people do these days. They're solid, they're someone you can trust. There's no signs of deceit in this reading at all. There's no signs that you're being too timed. If you're seeing someone that's already married, then it's obvious you already know about it. So the spirit guides tend to tell you things you don't already know. But I don't see deceit around you, which is lovely. It makes a change. I don't see that you're being too timed or deceived, unless it's something that you know about already. I mean, it may be that you are the one that's already tied up with a marriage, perhaps, or you're already with a person and you're seeing somebody new. But that's not for many of you. That's not a big deal in this reading. I think a lot of you are guided by an older person on this side, not a spirit guide. Could be an old uncle or auntie. It could be your mum or your dad. But somebody is guiding you. I feel that some of you, number 3, are lonely. You may be in love, but I'm picking up loneliness. So I'm glad you're watching this, because I always say a special hello to lonely people. And you don't need to be lonely anymore. You can watch me. I'll drive you mad in the end. Stick with me. But a lot of you, as in number 2's reading, and number 1 really, there's a lot of psychic activity around this. So I think some of you are inspired at the moment by the stars. Not the stars in the newspapers, the real stars up there. So I think a lot of you are inspired. That's possibly why you're watching this video. You may have spirit guides with you as we speak. Number 2 certainly did. But I think your interest in this kind of thing, number 3, is growing stronger. And it's a good thing you use it, because everyone has some psychic ability. A lot of people write it off as coincidences, especially the chaps. But if you have psychic ability, use it, because you can help people with it. You won't use it much on yourself because that's very difficult. But you can use it for helping friends and family. And if you have psychic ability number 3, as I always say, you will have healing ability as well. You can probably see it's getting dark here. The sun's going down over the sea, not far away. Sometimes you can hear it from here in Devon, in England, in the UK, beautiful place to be. So make sure you don't lose something, sort out your sleeping patterns, and I'm going to tell you some positives. There's a man here, or a lady, I think it's a man, that's in some kind of consultant position. Could be a solicitor, could be somebody who you pay money to for his advice. It's not a psychic. I think it's for most of you it's a man. It could be a woman for some of you, but this person is going to give you advice. It's not a negative thing. I think it's positive, and you need to listen to it. You're seeking this person out, so it may be a professional thing, and you're asking for help. So when you get it, listen to it. I don't know what I'm picking up here, but it's important, otherwise I wouldn't be getting told about it. So if somebody's advising you, number 3, listen to their words, pay them, because I think you have to pay them, and go and act upon what they tell you. So it could be a lawyer or a solicitor, or something similar to that. It could be some kind of consultant. It's not a medical thing, don't worry about that. I don't think it's anything to do with medicine or anything like that. It's just some kind of consultant who people go to because he's good or she's good. They're the best, a bit like me with psychic readings. My team that work for me are the best. So I think some of you are alone. I think some of you are lonely. I think some of you are looking for love. And I think a lot of you are going to find it. I'm not seeing it for all of you, so no point me telling you I am. But I think some of you are a bit stagnant in your love life, and you're waiting for things to change. Some of you are thinking, I don't want to fall in love again. I've had enough with it. But I assure you, you will. In nearly every case, you will fall in love again if you're not already in love. It may be that you're already in love. You're already with your soulmate, and the spirit world, as I said, will tell you things you don't already know. And if you already know about your love life, well, I don't think you'd be watching this. You can watch one of my other videos. But to me, good stuff is coming. Now, if you haven't met somebody yet, you're going to meet somebody who is into psychic things, coincidentally. Now, they may come from the coast. Could be a lady, could be a man, depends what you're looking for. But they're into this heavily. This person is beautiful. If it's a man, he's beautiful. If it's a lady, she is beautiful. Not just on the outside, they're beautiful in the heart, in there. So they're caring, they're kind, they will have healing ability, as I mentioned, I think, to you. If you have psychic ability, you'll have healing ability. They will be, I believe, fair with their hair. You don't get skin colour in psychic readings. In the eyes of the universe, we're all the same. But you do get hair colour, and this person seems to be fair. Could be bleached, of course. It may not be real. They may have dark skin and blonde hair, but there's somebody around you that is fair, fairly tall, quite slim. Could be a man or a lady. They've got beauty in their heart and in their soul, and they look good as well. They've got beautiful eyes, by the way. This person could be, if you're looking for it, and not all of you are, but it could be a new lover. It's not a certainty, so I'm not going to tell you it is. But I think if you want a new lover, you'll meet this one, and you will meet this lover through natural means. You're not going to meet them on the internet. If you meet them on the internet, forget it. You're not going to meet them on Facebook or Twitter. You could meet this person down the village shops, or in the supermarket, or in the pub. You could meet them at the gym. You're going to meet them through natural means, and you're going to meet them because your spirit guides are setting up this date. They're matchmaking. They've got someone in mind for you, number 3. If you're free, that is, if you're looking for this. So an interesting reading, this, because I'm picking up that some of you are very lonely. You can be in a crowded room and be lonely. You can be with 100 people and still feel lonely because you're not kind of gelling, or you're sitting on your own in the corner. That is going to change. And if it doesn't change, number 3, I want you to make it change, because you need to be in the company of others at the moment. And some of you need to be in love. Karen Carpenter song. I know I need to be in love. Good song, that. So, this is a pick a card reading, as you know. It's a psychic reading about your love and your love predictions. So, love predictions are important, especially at the moment. Some of you are guided by an older relative or friend. Could be your dad or your mum. Could be an old granddad. Listen to what they say as well. Don't lose things and watch out for your psychic ability, because it's coming and it's getting stronger. And the more you use your psychic gift, number 3, the stronger it will get. So please use it. And if you feel that you have healing abilities, try to develop them as well, because you can help so many people. So keep your eye on your valuables. I don't think you're being deceived or too timed in a love or a romance unless you already know about it. If you're seeing someone that's married, then you'll know about it, most of you. So let's find now what the oracle cards say and see if they back up what I've been telling you before it gets too dark. And I don't want to leave the camera and put the lights on. So the first card is a fire card. These were shuffled long before I did these readings today. And this one is saying to you, you are sending out positive signals to attract new experiences. You are sending out positive signals to attract new experiences. It's backing up what I told you, isn't it? You're sending out the messages. So it tells me that a lot of you are ready for a new romance. A lot of you are ready to meet this person that I think your spirit guides are going to fix you up with. Do not meet them on the internet. Don't meet them on Facebook, because you'll get the wrong person and you could spend years with the wrong person going in the wrong direction. The spirit guides are sorting you out a lover if you haven't got one, and if you want one, and it's coming soon. He or she is very special. We're all very special. You're very special. But this one is the kind of lover that could turn out to be your soulmate. And I don't say that very often. Not many readings have soulmates. Everyone thinks they're with a soulmate, but very few people end up finding that they are. So remember that one. You're sending out positive signals to attract new experiences and opportunities. This one here is a fire card. Stick around for your lucky numbers, because they're important. Pay attention to your ideas, as they are messages from the divine. Again, it's backing up what I've told you. Pay attention to your own ideas. They're coming to you, maybe in daydreams, maybe in psychic dreams, but pay attention to your ideas. They are messages from the divine, from the spirit, from your angels. And you're surrounded by angels all the time, sometimes more than others. But pay attention to the messages that are coming to you. You may be washing the dishes and things will come to you. You could be in the car, you could be anywhere, down the beach, having a walk with a dog. Listen to the messages that come through. They're important, number 3. This one's a water card. It's saying to you, trust your intuition and care for yourself and others. It's repeating what that one said, really. Trust your intuition. It's all backing up what I've told you about being psychic and the fact that you're being encouraged by the spirit world to use your psychic gifts. I think that your angels know that you can help people, and they seem to be edging you in that direction. Don't have to do it if you don't want to, but it tells me you're being sort of teased into the area or tempted into the area, and in a nice way, where you can help people with your psychic gifts, number 3. And your healing arts or healing skills are very sought after, especially at the moment when this is being filmed, because I'm filming this in the middle of the COVID crisis. But you could be watching it 5 years from now. Whenever you watch this reading, it's because your spirit guides want you to find it. There will be messages in here for you somewhere, especially with your lucky numbers, which is coming up in a minute. This one, the last one, is a water card. Do 4 of these. A splash of water frozen with high-speed photography. How about that? Beautiful. This one says you're more powerful than you realize. It's safe for you to be powerful. This is hinting again. This is very strange. It's so lovely because the spirit world are hinting repeatedly, number 3, that you're psychic. And I don't think all of you realize that you are. Otherwise it wouldn't keep on and on coming through. They're edging you towards becoming psychic and healing, becoming more psychic, using your psychic abilities to help your fellow man. And that must be the kind of person that you are, number 3. This is a very unusual reading. I've never seen one like this. Well, not for a long time anyway. The spirit guides are making no secret about this. They want you to use your intuition more. If you have coincidences going on, they're not always coincidences. Sometimes they're premonitions. You may think of a person you haven't seen for years, and while you're thinking about them, the phone rings and it's them, and you think, that's a coincidence, when it isn't a coincidence. It's a premonition. I'm going to give you some lucky numbers now that can help you win the lottery, the casino, the jackpot. It could make you rich, but you must not gamble irresponsibly. You must be careful. Otherwise you'll get me into trouble and yourself. So, you want to get a pen, or you can pause the video and listen to them again. These are your lucky numbers. Number 3. No, not number 3, you're number 3. So, rub them off. These were chosen by me with my angels, my spirit guides, about an hour before I did these readings, before we started filming. And these lucky numbers may be familiar to you. They could be birthdays, wedding days, addresses you've lived at, car registration numbers you've had, anything like that. They could be the day you got divorced. Just joking, of course. But these numbers may be familiar. You may not recognize any of them, but they are magic numbers. These numbers were selected for this card group. You don't need to use all 6, just use a couple if you want. But I'll tell you what they are now. And they are 15, 16, 19, 38, 41 and 42. Stick these numbers on the lottery. Don't use all of them, because if you all use all of them, you'd all win the lottery and get about a penny each. But use some of them, use the ones you like, use them all if you want to. But I'll give you them again, because they could change your life. Really, they could change your life. And please let me know below. Please subscribe. Give me a like if you like this. I hope you do. And join our family of subscribers. I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers, and you can help me do that. So please join my lovely family. The numbers again are 15, 16, 19, 38, 41 and 42. Picked specially for you. Do you recognise them? Use them wisely and gamble sensibly if you're going to gamble. Thank you so much for watching this. I love doing this for you, and this is one of the most fascinating readings I've done for a while. It really is. Use your intuition, build up your psychic gifts, go for it. But please, please, if you can, develop your healing gifts, because that could help lots of people in lots of ways, and you know that. Before you go, I'll tell you, before I leave you to do number 4, remember, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you'll be loved. And I love every single one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello. If you chose number 4, this one is for you. My name's David Charles, international psychic medium, coming to you from beautiful North Devon in England, in the UK. Not far from the sea. You can hear the sea when it's windy sometimes. And these are your pick a card readings. This reading is entitled Love Predictions. Your love predictions coming up for the next weeks and months. Things you need to know. And of course, this is a timeless reading, which means you can find it today or 10 years from today or next year. It doesn't matter when you find this reading, number 4. You'll find this reading when your spirit guides want you to find it. And you chose this number, this stack. You chose these cards. So there will be a message in here for you somewhere. And I'm going to tell you all the negatives first, all the bad stuff first, get them out of the way, and then we do the lovely positives near the end. And then I'm going to check them with some oracle cards to see if they back up with what I've told you. And then I'm going to give you 6 magic numbers, lucky numbers for lotteries, casinos, numbers that have been proven to work. They were selected about an hour before I started this with my spirit guides, my angels. We chose 6 numbers for each deck. So stay around for your 6 numbers, stay around for the positives, and let's tell you the negatives first, and there aren't many of those. This is about your love life, love predictions, and I believe, number 4, that you are the victim, some of you, of jealousy. And there's some jealousy going on, especially if you're a lady. And this comes up in lots of readings, and it usually means that they're jealous of your looks, they're jealous of your charisma, they're jealous of your charms, and they may be jealous of your ability to sort of get boyfriends and girlfriends, that sort of thing. This can apply if you're a man as well, but watch out for a bit of jealousy around you. Somebody could be well, I hate to say it, quite nasty behind your back and quite spiteful. And I think you've had this before and you're getting a bit fed up with it. Now, one or two of you may have a niggling problem that you need to see somebody about. It could be the vicar, it's a caring person. It could be the dentist, it could be a healer, it could be a consultant that you talk to for advice. Nothing serious or anything like that predicted, but if there is something serious, you must, of course, seek out professional medical help. Don't just go to ordinary healers, that's not good enough. But if you're just wanting a bit of a calming down or relaxing, you go for a massage or acupuncture or something like that. But if something big, deal with it. But that's not what's coming over here. But you may have to see a man or a lady who is in a caring profession. If you do, listen to what they've got to say and act upon it. They're a lot older than you, I think, well, a lot older than most of you. They're near retirement. For a lot of you, it will be a man that you're seeing, and he's in some kind of caring profession. As I said, it could be the vicar or the religious leader of your area. It doesn't have to be an illness or anything like that. So please don't worry about that. I'm struggling to see negatives here. What I am seeing is that you're having to deal with confusion around your love life. Confusion can mean that you're getting the wrong information, that you're confused by the messages from your lover, or that they're not contacting you, and that is something that's very hurtful, and I know that a lot of you go through that. But the message is that they will contact you soon, but I don't believe you should push them. If this person is not contacting you, then let them get on with it. Don't keep pushing, because it gives them a feeling of having the upper hand. And in most cases, you'll just succeed in pushing them away. So if you're waiting for contact from someone, then wait. And let them think, let them wonder why you're not pushing the way you normally do. Because you can sometimes, number 4, be the one that seems to do all the running, and that's got to stop. That's what the message I'm getting from my angels, my spirit guides for you, is don't be the one that gives all the love and doesn't get any back. Especially if you're dealing with someone that's a bit flirtatious, and if it's a man, even more importantly. So, there's confusion around your work. It's not a work reading, it's a love reading, but there seems to be some confusion, number 4, about your career. That could mean a bit like number 1, that your lover is at work or linked to your work, or maybe a future lover is linked to your work. But there's confusion, there's misunderstandings. There may be a little bit of bickering going on. Do you know about this? Some of you will. Some of you have it yet to come. Some of you it won't apply. This won't resonate with everybody. If it doesn't, then choose a different deck. You can have more than one. You can have 2 or 3 decks. You can have all 4 if you want. And take in what resonates and ignore what doesn't. Don't forget to stick around for your lucky numbers, because they could make you strike it rich. So, I can't really see any negatives. A few of you I'm linking with children, a couple of children, maybe 2, could be more. If you've only got 1, there may be another one to come. For some of you, I see a child in spirit. So 1 or 2 of you out there may have had a miscarriage or a termination. And that child, if you're one of those, and not all of you will be, if you are one of those, that child is one of your spirit guides, and they're possibly with you right now. And usually I say that if you did lose a child, and you're still young, then the child will be born again when the time is right. It probably wasn't the right timing. And they stick around, they don't go anywhere, they stick around in spirit. Most of you, number 4, have a woman, a lady in spirit, who was, I believe, into this kind of thing before she died, which is rather strange, but sometimes these readings can be a bit spooky. I'm picking up a lady that guides you, who was actually psychic when she was on this level, on this plane, on this side of life. I think some of you, number 4, know who that is. Now, some of you have a person on this side of life who is like that as well. So some of them are in spirit for you. Some of them are people that you know. It's a lady. Even if you're a man, this is a lady. A lady in spirit is guiding you, and she'll continue to do so for at least the next 3/4 of a year, maybe a year. That doesn't mean she abandons you after that time. It means that you're needing spiritual guidance at the moment. So I'm glad you're watching this. I hope you watch all of my videos and subscribe. So you've got a dodgy woman around you who could be quite nasty, coming soon if you haven't met her. She may have friends that could be ganging up on you. If there's bullying going on, let me know and I'll sort them out for you, because I can't stand bullies. But seriously though, if the people are being nasty, let them get on with it if it's behind your back, because they're leaving someone else alone. That's my opinion of those people. They're a bit small-minded and they can't hurt you unless they're physically involved, and that's not what's predicted here. So let me tell you some positives. A lot of you are moving house, and some of you are moving in with your lover. And some of you, I'm afraid, are moving out from one lover and into a new lover. So you're going through a bit of a sticky time. A lot of you have children or are going to in the future. And I'm picking up at least 2, possibly more. There could be children for you and children that your partner has, or your future partner. I think that your reading is pretty much definitely saying new starts are predicted here. You've got a few reasons for that. There's well, let's go with that one. All the aces in the Ace of Pentacles, all the aces in a deck normally mean new starts. This card can be linked to money as well. Pentacles are money. In a deck of cards, a normal deck of cards, they're the diamonds. So you've got the Ace of Diamonds there, or the Ace of Pentacles, or some people call it the Ace of Coins. It means a new beginning, it means money as well. So it may be that your partner and you are joining up and pooling all of your resources. It may be you're meeting somebody else. But some of you are moving house, or it may be a job move or a holiday. But there's movement in the reading which is very positive. Especially for those of you who have children involved. And it won't be all of you, and some of your children will be grown up, but you still call them the kids. I do with mine. So some of you are linked to children, some of you are linked to movement, and I believe that some of you have got some very, very special stuff coming, because this reading indicates to me that you're going to be rich. Now, of course, that could be the lucky numbers I'm going to give you, but richness doesn't usually mean money. It means richness inside your heart, in there. So you've got to ask yourself the question, what would make me feel rich? What would make you feel rich, number 4? Is it a girlfriend, a boyfriend? Is it a new house? Or is it just love and peace and contentment and health? This reading, number 4, is predicting that you are going to be rich. So if it means money to you, it will be money. Stick around for your lucky numbers. On a separate subject completely, with this card, as I mentioned, there's money coming. So you may find it's quite a substantial amount. Some of you, not all of you. And if money comes, I've said this today 3 times now, but you need to make sure you look after yourself. Don't give all of it away, because you can be that way sometimes as well. But 3 of these readings today are predicted money, which is strange, but it's not. I'm not surprised at it at the moment, actually, because some of you are struggling with money, I know. If you have to see someone in a caring profession, listen to what he or she says. As I said, it could be the local vicar, it could be a GP or a doctor, as you call them in America. And lots of my clients are in America, the beautiful United States. Especially if you're America, by the way. Love America, love Canada as well. Spent a month in Canada once, in British Columbia, Vancouver, Prince George, around that way. Gorgeous place. Anyway, you have a spirit guide with you right now, I believe. It's a lady, she's one of your main guides. She's going to stick around with you for at least 8 or 10, maybe 9 months. Because at the moment I think you need spiritual guidance. That doesn't mean you're struggling, don't get me wrong. I just think that they're there to help you, and they're going to guide you into better things. Avoid nasty women. If you're a man, it could be men being a bit nasty behind your back. But for most of you, it's a nasty lady. And I think you've got new beginnings. If you're moving house, the reading, well, the messages from your spirit guides are showing that movement of any kind is very positive. So if you're moving house, lovely, happy things are coming, especially if it involves children, by the way, as I think I said. If you're moving house, or if you're moving for a holiday, it should be brilliant. As I said, I think I'm filming this in the middle of the COVID crisis, but I'm hoping you're watching this when that's over. You could be watching it today, during the crisis, but a lot of you will be watching it later. It doesn't matter when you watch this reading, You'll watch it when your spirit guides want you to watch it. There will be meanings in here for you somewhere. So, I believe, number 4, that you're going to be rich. So let's give you some lucky numbers after I've checked with the Oracle to see if it backs up what I've told you. These Oracle cards were shuffled before I started any of these 4 readings. And we use 4 of these and see if they back up what I've told you. This one, the first one's a fire card. Looks like the desert there. Does that look like the desert to you? Someone's been stacking rocks up, look. Probably the photographer. Let go of the past, it says. Embrace the light and joy of a new day. This is saying to me optimism. Embrace the light and joy of a new day. Let go of the past. Let go of the past is often the theme of readings, in lots of readings. The Oracle cards backing up what I said. Good things are coming, number 4. Enjoy the light of a new day. The magic's coming. I think, number 4, as I'm picking up the spirit guide around, this lady around you, I think you're entering quite a magical period, particularly in your love life. And a lot of you already know what that means. I'm not getting specifics, I'm not going to make them up. But if I don't get them, I can't tell you. But I believe that your love life is going to bring you richness, it's going to bring you contentment. I think it's going to be better than you've had for a long while. I believe, number 4, that a lot of you have been hurt in the past. A lot of people have, I know, and it's easy to say that. But I think it's on your mind at the moment. You're fed up with being let down in love. And this previous love hurt could be linked to the nasty woman I'm picking up. Is it his ex-wife or somebody? Is it his sister? Is it her sister? Is it her mother? Some reason to do with your love life, there's a lady who I don't like the look of. For lots of you, not for all of you. Let's go to another one. This is a water card. Oh, that's nice. I think we're looking through a glass window at some leaves. Now, they look like maple leaves to me. I just mentioned Canada. If you're from Canada, comment below and tell me. I think they are. The maple leaf, the emblem of Canada, of course. Missing out on an opportunity, it says. That's a question. Excuse me. Open your eyes to the possibilities. Are you missing out on an opportunity, number 4? Do you think you are? Something you may know about. Open your eyes to the possibilities. In other words, don't miss out. There could be something staring you right in the face that you need to look at. And don't look 10 years later and think, oh God, if only I'd seen that. So look around you. Are you missing out on something, on opportunity? Are you dithering around wondering whether you should have a go or not? Should you do it? Should you choose it? Should you leap into something new? The spirit world is saying to you, your angels are saying to you, don't miss out on opportunities, especially during the next few weeks and months. It could be quite important. Another one, a water card again. Oh, it looks like Canada again. I've got this thing about Canada today. Could that be Lake Louise or somewhere like that? I often think that with that one. You have desires to move on and search for something more meaningful. Is that right, number 4? You have desires to move on. As I said, moving house maybe. To search and find something more meaningful. You'll know what that means, I'm sure. If you have the desire to move on, do it. Don't look back 10 years and think, oh, I wish I'd done that. Please don't do that. Don't live with regrets. But don't be reckless either, of course. You have the desire to move on and search for something more meaningful. Last water card. It's a water card, I said. Someone else has been piling rocks up. Allow your mind and body and soul to flow intuitively, which is, they're going to get knocked over by the tide in a minute. Allow your mind and body and soul to flow intuitively. It's saying to me a lot of what number 3 had. Trust your inner visions. Trust your psychic ability, because you have some. And watch out and watch or take notice of the messages that come to you through your psychic ability. I think this is an interesting reading. It's not looking like Romeo and Juliet or riding off into the sunset on a white horse, but it's certainly not a bad reading. Romantically speaking, the love life secrets, a lot of them are not secrets, a lot of them are what you already know. But I think some of you are moving house. I think some of you will be finding richness, and I mean richness, in your love life, in your heart. Some of you will be finding richness with money, maybe the lucky numbers I'm going to give you now. But I think so far, as far as it goes, that is a very positive reading, especially for those of you who are planning to have children, or those of you who already have children. Doesn't matter how old they could be 50 years old, but they're your children, and they always will be. But the reading looks favourable if you have children or are planning them. Now I'm going to give you 6 magic numbers that were selected about an hour before I made these films. These numbers were selected for number 4 with my spirit guides, my angels. We chose them for you together. These numbers could make you rich. You could win the jackpot. But you must not gamble irresponsibly or you'll get me into trouble. Gamble responsibly. I'm stuttering now. So don't get addicted to gambling. But I'll give you the numbers and then you can use as many as you want. You can use a couple of them. You can use all 6. These numbers could change your life. Please let me know below. Comment below anyway, because I answer all my comments. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers. You could help me do that. Join our lovely family of subscribers from all over the world. They're smashing people. I love every one of them. And you could be one of our family. Make some comments below, down there. Give me a like if you like it. And click the bell icon and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video every few days. If you want, excuse me, if you want a full reading with me on the telephone from anywhere on the planet, go to my website, davidcharlespsychic.com, and you can book me on there. If you can't get me, if I'm busy, one of the team that work for me will help you, and I only choose the best. My team are the elite, or they don't get in my team. That's davidcharlespsychic.com, and you can email me there privately. So let's give you your magic numbers, chosen just for you, number 4. These are number 1, 7, 13, 25, 45 and 48. Do you recognise those numbers? Are they birthdays? Are they addresses you lived at? Are they car numbers you had? Registration plates? Are they meaningless to you? They are special. These numbers could change your life, but gamble responsibly, remember? I'll give them you again. Number 1, number 7, 13, 25, 45 and 48. Thank you so much for watching this. I really enjoy doing this for you, especially when the readings are so lovely. And all 4 readings there have been really nice. And I'm so pleased, because sometimes readings can be scary. I do care about you. Special thank you if you're watching this all alone, or if you're lonely as well. I'm always here. You can choose one of my other readings. Please look at some of my other readings on my channel. There's nearly 100 of them now. And they're all timeless, so it doesn't matter when you watch them. They can help you. If you feel lost or lonely, watch some of my readings on my channel. And it's been so lovely talking to you. And I'm going to say goodbye now. And remember my motto, number 4. Think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you will be loved. And I love every one of you. Remember that. Catch you later. Bye-bye.